I'm usually pretty hesitant when it comes to spin-off series because at best you normally got a 50-50 shot of them being any good. But I saw the trailer to Knuckles, my kids watched the trailer, it looked really good, so we gave it a shot, and it turns out we enjoyed it. Now, it's not to say this series was perfect, because it wasn't. It has its flaws. But overall, it's an enjoyable series. I will say right out of the gate, you do not need to see Sonic the Hedgehog 1 or 2 to understand this, because they do a pretty good job of throwing you a nice little recap in the first episode, catching you up to speed about what's going on, and then getting into the series. So, that being said, the series is all about Knuckles getting acclimated to Earth, his time here, and the fact that he's getting restless. He's a warrior. He's always been a warrior. He needs to do warrior things. He needs to train. He needs to fight. It's not what Sonic and Tails are doing right now. They're adapting to Earth. Or should I say they've already adapted to Earth. They're relaxing. They're playing. They're doing kid things. And they're just, living their best life. Knuckles, on the other hand, he needs that action. So if he has no mission, he's going to take on an apprentice and turn Wade Whipple, our deputy sheriff, into a warrior, or at least do the best he can with him. Now, this series, I will say, it's half a Knuckles series and half a Wade Whipple series. They both share, I'm going to say episodes. There's some episodes that it's a Knuckles thing. There's some episodes it's totally a Wade Whipple show. And that's okay. They share the spotlight, and I think they mesh well. Wade Whipple has his own journey and battles to overcome. Knuckles has his. So they each have their own battles to fight, but I love how Knuckles is really focused on Wade Whipple and his victories and getting him trained to do what he needs to do. Now, the biggest thing that I loved about this series, and I got the gist of it from the trailer, was that they did not skimp on the special effects. Knuckles looks exactly like he did in Sonic 2. The other special effects, everything going on here, it's almost movie quality. They did a fantastic job giving us the absolute most they could in this series as far as excitement and accuracy to the characters and the storylines. It just really gets me excited for Sonic 3. And if that's, I don't know if that was the goal for this series, but it feels like this was just to get me pumped up for the next Sonic movie. And is this something that you need to watch in order to watch the Sonic 3 movie? I'm going to say no. It has no connection. Maybe there might be a reference here and there in the movie to the series. That's always a possibility, but I see no way, shape, or form that it's going to be necessary to watch. Now, there was an episode in here that I'm going to say, without spoiling too much, leaned very heavily on a musical, which I could have done without. Not a big fan of that, but it got a little too corny for me. Now, there was a lot of corny and funny and almost cartoony vibe to this series, which I enjoyed, but this one episode took it a little too far. And I think we can let one episode slide. For the gist of it, it was still enjoyable. We just got a little too corny for a little bit. We also touched a little bit on family in here. Knuckles trying to find his home, and Wade going back to his old home where he's got that annoying sibling and his mom who always says they don't spend enough time with her. So Wade and his family are fighting, but in the same sense, Knuckles kind of brings them together, and then there's this whole emotional moment by this time the series is over. And I mean, it was nice. I mean, it broke up the action and the fighting, and it kind of gave a little more heartfelt feel to it all. I mean, it was good. I mean, my kids absolutely loved this series. They thought it was great. We watched a couple episodes at a time, took a break, and they're like, oh, no, we gotta get back to it. Watch it, put the next episode on. So, I think this was really geared toward the kids. If you have kids, or if you're a younger age, this series is definitely up your alley. If you're an adult watching it with your kids, you'll enjoy it. You may not get as much fun out of it as the kids do, but you'll enjoy it. But if you did watch it, I want to know what your thoughts of it were down in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe button on your way out. I'll see you at the concession stands.